Ahoy!
How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Geek Men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
I am Bo.
And I'm Zach, sorry.
You got this.
Delay.
How's everybody doing this afternoon?
Oh man, good man.
I'm good.
Ready to roll.
Yeah, we're going to skip all of our stuff because we have something exciting. We actually have a guest.
Yep.
Very excited about it. We get to play our new intro for interviews. But yeah, okay. So we our friends at SILVERLINE. We've had Roland on before. One of my favorite episodes. I think all of our favorite episodes.
Yeah.
So SILVERLINE had a Kickstarter coming up. Talked to Roland. Roland's like, I'm going to send you Scott. I'm going to send you Scott for Steam Patriots. He's coming up. I was like, okay. So we have Scott Wakefield from SILVERLINE. Sorry, it's stupid.
I know. I love that. It's nice to be described. Have someone say they're excited to have me. That's good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, your theme music and that intro is fantastic. Love it.
Thanks. JM, man.
Yep.
Up it.
I'm gonna need to reach out to him, get some theme music for myself. Usually, I feel like there's just a tuba following me around. So
Yeah, hire that man. He does some crazy magic. We give him very few details about what we wanted.
Yeah.
He gave us a Saturday morning theme song. So
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Scott Wakefield from Steam Patriots, one of the co-creators, and we all read the issue number 1.
Good.
We all loved it, I think.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you start off with Paul Revere in a steam carriage with robot horses, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good. I'm glad I grabbed you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I said hit the end, and I was like, oh,
Yes.
Well, no. There
I
should
love-
be another page.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
That makes me so happy.
But that's actually why we're here, because of the
Yeah.
we're getting it. It's
Yeah.
up on we got a Kickstarter up.
Yes.
Get issue 2.
Issue 2 is on Kickstarter right now. Yeah.
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 Oh, we can
It's
We're
also
prepared.
in
somewhat
Here.
prepared. There you go.
That's
Thanks.
good.
yes.
it's also in my bio. If you click my bio, it's in there.
Yeah,
as well.
I think I actually added to the description too. So if you're on like YouTube, Facebook,
Yeah.
whatever, I think all the links,
Excellent.
SILVERLINE, everything is down there.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen.
But yeah, tell us a little bit about. I know we've already talked about it. Give us a little introduction to Steam Patriots.
Sure. Well, first, my co-creator, co-writer, Rory Boyle, would have loved to have been here, but it's a Sunday and he's got some family stuff. So he sends his regards and he was grateful for the opportunity. I'm sure if you guys, we love talking and we love geek stuff. So I'm sure you could get him back on too. Easy. So,
Yeah.
So, Steam Patriots is steampunk meets the American Revolution. We came up with the idea more than a decade ago. We were in the Coast Guard together, and Rory and I are kind of like brothers separated at birth or something like that. We had all these ideas for stories, and the steampunk genre came up, and we were talking about it's all very middle of the 1800s, Victorian England. And we said, well, it's got to start somewhere. If it's all established by then, it's got to back up somewhere. And we said, in all of this, we don't know whose idea these really were, which is why we were writing these together. And we just say we co-created it. We said, why not Ben Franklin and put it in America? Have him be. We didn't want to take away from real inventions, but we had Ben Franklin tweak steam technology. And so there are Franklin boilers, and these Franklin boilers are kind of like the Model T at the time the engine gets used for propulsion, for a mill, for just movement of something, and it extrapolates out. And so it's all still very raw. There's still we wanted a lot of wood and brass and iron still as part of it, and it's still not mass production. So in some cases, it's only a little bit more convenient than a horse, but it's there. So it'll move people in carriages, and in the opening of issue 1, I don't know if you noticed, the inn has a boiler. There's smoke coming out of it.
Yeah.
And we don't expressly state what's going on there, but we thought, if it's an inn, maybe they're going to mill something, or they're making beer. We have no idea. But we said the place needs a boiler. And Felix and his dad are, I think, a word we may have made up, a mechanician. I don't know if that word actually exists, but we said
Sounds nice.
they're boiler mechanics in the 1770s, and his dad and his dad are, the first boiler mechanics. And Felix has a photographic memory, and he's a nerdy kid, and he can remember everything he sees. And as you read it, we hope you get that it takes him a little bit to recall it. He can see all the moving parts, but he's got to take some time to piece it all together. That's kind of his that's what makes him special. And he, at the opening of the war, it starts in August of 1776. And we know that some people are familiar with history. I had to do a whole bunch of research. That's when the British really came ashore in New York City. There was stuff that led up to it. And he and his dad are doing their thing, and the British are invading Long Island and New York. And that's where the story starts.
Yeah.
It's good. It's brilliant. It's the it's like you said, you have that introduction, and like nobody. That's how you know everything's. It's a nice establishment because nobody bats an eye at the idea of Paul Revere coming in on this. It's like, okay, this is the norm.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of combining just alternative history with steampunk. That's really there should be
really
more
cool.
of that, actually.
Thank you.
But I love the way you set it up, like, because both sides are racing to the same thing, and both have different tracks to run, and of course it's classic issue number 1. It just you stop it at just the right point.
Good. We wanted to. What we did in our research is we tried to find instances in history where either it's vague, or perhaps an individual wasn't present. And the history, so for instance, the beginning of the war, Battle of Long Island, General Nathaniel Greene was sick. And that's really about all. So we could say, well, we could use him because he wasn't doing anything in real history. We didn't want to detract from real accomplishments. So we tried to find those instances of obscurity. We also didn't want Felix to be like a Forrest Gump or a Magic Schoolhouse where he's here and there and flitting around the country, and he's present at every key moment. We just wanted Felix to be the hero of his story.
Yeah. And
in the opener, he meets George Washington and then Ben Franklin, and we have references to some other key players, a general and some other officers. And we tried to throw in little nuggets that if people are really into the history side of it, they'll pick up on, oh, cool, that's what was happening to the west or whatever. If they really know that General such and such had a flanking maneuver at this time, we maybe threw some of that in. But it's hard to do it all, and there's so much research. There's so much going on. I have to stop myself because I'm wanting to throw every tidbit of the Revolution in, and it's just going to be. We want it to be a cool story, with lots of action, lots of explosions, and a good character.
Well, that keeps it grounded, though. I think that's what's interesting about it, is because it's a very believable universe immediately. Because there's stuff that's so familiar to us. It's just a remix of history. It's really good.
Thank
I
you.
like the balance of it.
Yeah, we wanted steampunk and the steam technology, and of course, you have to suspend some disbelief. You're not just jumping on a boiler and throwing some levers and away you go. If anybody's ever been anywhere, run a ship engine or a train, but it's still. Yeah, like you said, we wanted a little bit believable, and stuff will break down, make a whole bunch of noise and be unruly, and we get a little more of that in the second issue as well. And if you see on my poster here, Dean Zachary did this. This is a nod to the weapon that's going to be showing up. Franklin actually created batteries. They call Leyden jars, Leyden, I think, and they would build up a charge, and as like a party gag or a parlor trick, people would touch them and it'd be static electricity, and then those actually existed. So we took that idea and played it into this electrical weapon that will show up.
Nice, yeah.
You too.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Pretty sure you already have my money. So
great.
Plus, I'd like I want to mention that just in case anybody wants to get in on the Kickstarter, Silverline has this beautiful thing which I really appreciate, is that you can add back issues and things. So I do appreciate the digital copy, but I like the old.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Silverline, they've done it real well because everybody asks, well, what if I missed issue 1? And you just do it at the add-on in any issue. And I would recommend grabbing a handful of other Silverline titles and adding them to it, because it's cool for us too, because they throw them in with the shipping, and then you get a whole stack of fun stuff along with the newest. And I don't want to forget Beyond the Stars as well. That's Ron Fortier's creation. He's got a great team. Ron is a prolific writer and creator, and his Beyond the Stars story is space epic. And the first one's great, and I would grab a copy of that. But the Beyond the Stars #2, I'm excited to read.
Yeah. We should have said it front. You guys are doing this. You guys started this nice combo.
Yeah.
Where everybody kind of tag teams with the Kickstarter, so you got two things to pick from, but you're still helping the singular idea, and I really like that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty smart.
My money.
Yeah.
There's
Silverline is still pretty small, so getting the titles out, and anybody who's done a crowdfunding campaign, it's a lot of work, and everybody involved, and then Roland and so forth has to manage the show. Doing a campaign every other month is more manageable than every month, but Silverline has all these titles that are ready, and so doing them 2 at a time, it seems to be the best method, and trying to get them teamed up for an audience that would be interested in both is best, but it's always it's a balance. But Beyond the Stars, I love that I'm teamed up because Ron's an awesome guy. And if you check him out, Ron Fortier, Airship 27 is his other. He does these pulp stories with Rob Davis, a lot of great art, and a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, it's good. So don't worry if you've missed issue 1. You can you can pick it right up and get both of them at the same time. It's great.
Yeah. I really like that they do that.
Yeah, because that's one of those things that keeps me like I tend to go with graphic novels just because I always miss an issue somewhere.
Yeah.
But you guys solved that problem, so it's great. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
because I'm in. Like it's
good.
God, as soon as I got to the end, I'm like, my mind starts going crazy. Bo knows I'm a huge history guy. Like I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, as soon as I got to the end, I'm like, am I gonna see a steamboat boat with George Washington crossing the Delaware at some point?
Well,
I mean, you don't have to say anything.
Well, I'm not going to. But.
Okay. But if you could maybe like just
no.
You could put him on a ski-doo. That would be great.
With a big boiler on the
just with some snow coming down to signify that it is Christmas.
Yep.
I was like,
we do want to follow. We want to follow chronologically through the war. And if it it's anybody who's created a comic book that's wasn't hired by Marvel or DC, it's a lot of work. So if it takes off and if people are reading them, we want to just keep going through the war with Felix, and we would love, because the world is expansive, we'd love to do these one shots or mini series or something like that of another character within the Steam Patriots world. I would love, man, that's my dream, to have that world grow.
Yeah.
And I have to stop myself as well from going down all the rabbit holes of researching everybody and thinking, we can start his story and write his story.
Yeah.
Rory is working on if now again, we like to be subtle. We don't always want to be on the nose. Maybe I might need to be more on the nose because sometimes I've said stuff and people are like, oh, I didn't see that. There's one brief line about Felix's brother, and then we just move on. Rory is working on what Felix's brother is up to. So
okay.
I like to tease that for these sort of shows because that's a little extra. If people are into it and they're paying attention, yeah, his brother's out there. We're working on his story, and we don't want to give too much away. But his brother's story should happen as well. Again, I can't get distracted by doing that. I want to. Yeah. Felix needs to run for a while.
Yeah,
If
anime taught me anything, it's to pay attention to those subtle little lines. Wait a minute, he mentioned this.
Yep. Yeah, we try to be subtle, and that just means like being a good writer. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not that clever. I want to be really clever, and I feel like because I get these ideas and I'm thinking, oh, I have to foreshadow that. How do I do that? And then I freeze thinking I can't get too clever. Because if I get down the road and have a really clever idea and I didn't give any hint or foreshadowing, it's gonna ruin it all for. And that's the mind of trying to be creative. And when I say creative, it's all relative.
I appreciate the Racer X vibes already. I'm already waiting to see what this brother's up to.
I know if he shows up and he has a goatee,
Felix.
Yeah. really cool leather jacket before.
Yeah. We'll have to have his steam carriage blasting by for half an episode before we know what's going on.
Yeah, like
this mystery boiler operator.
Yeah, this isn't even my final form.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And we would love to. We would love if it keeps going. Have Felix go into the Barbary Wars and then War of 1812. And then he's by then he'll be in his 40s and he'll be I'm too old for this and bring him back.
Old man Phoenix.
Old man Felix at like 45 years old, grizzled. Because I live not far from Buffalo, New York. So Battle of Lake Erie and all that sort of stuff would be cool. Let's give a nod to local stuff.
God.
Well, see, now I'm almost mad you're talking to us and not writing this right now.
I know. My mind is going crazy. It's just like maybe one day we'll see the Washington Monument transform into a steampunk mech.
No idea. I've got mountains and mountains of ideas, and when we started this 10 years ago, Rory and I went to Philadelphia for this Coast Guard for training. And in the evenings I'd walked around Philly and I was like taking a picture of every historical plaque, everything. And Rory's like, we could do this, we could have, and so I had to go back to my text messages from like 10 years ago, like 6 phones ago, and to see all of our ideas that we had then. And we originally had ideas of the British had stolen Ben Franklin's plans and kidnapped Ben Franklin, and Felix had to go to England. And we originally wrote the book. I did a national novel writing month, NaNoWriMo. I don't know if you've heard of that. Loved it, and I recommend it to everybody if you're trying to write something, do it so you get something done, and then you can edit. And so I got about it's like a 45,000 word. Didn't quite hit the 50,000 goal. 45,000 word rough draft of a novel. And then from there, we changed our idea. And he said, graphic novel, we want the imagery of it. We want the explosions and the electricity. And so we gleaned from that, but it's very different from the novel. And it was actually one of our stretch goals for our first campaign. We added the novel, and it's not edited. And I've read some of it, but it's kind of bad. it's
always that way. You look at your own stuff, it's always that way.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing ever written.
And I picked up a binder a couple months ago that I had printed off something I wrote, and it was all 3-hole punched, and I had even started to edit it with a pencil. I got like 4 pages in. I have no recollection of writing it. I have zero. I gave it to my wife. I said, you want to read this, see if it's any good? I don't even know what it is. Here you go. And so she's going through it. Yeah.
The fever dreams.
Coffee and cigarettes.
Who's this?
Not right now.
No, now I'm writing. I've got the muse. Don't stop me. Yeah, no clue what it is.
Oh,
Wish
man.
I had more time to write too, but
How do you rein it in? Is because I mean, just that one issue was so packed with like so much good stuff, and it was just ready to go. And like I said, when I hit the end, I was just mad that it stopped.
yeah.
you know, but and I just can't wait for more. But I was like, that was such a good, tightly wrapped issue.
Thank you.
And I was struggling because I was like, what if I had to do this? How would I rein it in to get this tight knit story like you did? That's pretty good, man. I gotta say.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Every scene, every action has to move the plot forward, and so anything extraneous, I have my techniques, and I don't really. I mean, I've got 24 pages of work to my name out there. That's so I'm no sage of writing, but but my tips are to people like use all the writing adages of show and don't tell and all that sort of stuff. If you can have action, especially with a comic book, if you can have an action, show so much more than having dialogue, or exposition, or you have to, if you have to have a caption. I wonder sometimes. I mean, I always ask, can I take the words away and have the action tell the 1,000 words? But then I do like dialogue. I like dialogue. It's showing, or even telling, so much more than what you would need for exposition. There's always, this is one of my go-tos. There's a Hemingway short story, and an individual gets shot in they're hunting, and the guide is there, and the wife of the guy that's dead, she's about to run to him, and he says to her, "You don't want to see that." And in that one line of dialogue, it tells you this is a gruesome scene. He doesn't need to explain. He fell face first in a pool of blood, and the blood, blah, 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 blah. That one line of dialogue. So trim it down as much as you can, and then make sure everything propels the plot forward. And again, I know I'm not perfect. I'm always trying to get better with my writing. And then, getting feedback too, because a story lives in your head for years. You put it down on paper, and someone's like, "This doesn't make any sense," and you're like, "Oh, it makes perfect sense. It's because when he was a teenager, he was bullied by But I know that my readers don't. And again, my wife is a great editor for me. She'll take my books, and she doesn't pat me on the back and say, "Good job, it's good." She says, "This is not good. This doesn't make any sense." I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
You need that. Yeah, I always tell people writing it's like a handshake. It takes years.
Yeah.
And you hope somebody will smile when you look at them and stuff. It does. But that said, like I think that example, that initial thing with the brother and the dad, like just a few lines, and you already know that's a troubled family. The dad and the son, not a good relationship. There's something there. Obviously, the brother, something tricky worse. And they, of course, the intro. I think that to put the trailer moment to open with that and establish like exactly where you are and what's happening. I think that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It really does. It warms my heart. And I had another reader get a paper copy, and then he sent me a text, and he said, "Is the dad a full-on loyalist, or is he just confused?" And I said, "Ha! What do you think?" Because but the fact that he asked the question made me really, really happy, because in real life there are not everything is cut and dry. You can have an opinion, but then you can make accommodations for, like, I get what. So during the Revolution, not everybody was like, "Yes, crush the British," because that meant a lot of uncertainty. That meant incomes, and really, like, you could be hanged. That it wasn't just we're going to jump on the bandwagon. So for his dad to be worried about getting rid of becoming our own country, yeah, that's a legitimate concern. So I was very happy that he said, "Is he?" And I said, "Well, let's find out." But I was very happy that it was just enough to ask the question. And sometimes I'm surprised that people actually got it. I'm not that meaning that my writing that our creative process was enough that someone got it. That makes
Oh,
me really happy.
you always worry, but it's interesting to place it against that backdrop of like the birth of American patriotism. Like as you said, it did exist. They did say, yeah, of course you're going to have some more that like, oh, we want to go off and kind of start our own thing, and like, I don't know about that. You know, how do you upstand? So where that leads me to a question like where was the spark? Like when was this moment where it clicked? Where this is a good idea for a story.
I think it was when one of us said, have Ben Franklin be the guy. Because we just ran with it from there. We said, well, okay, we can set it during the Revolution. And then that's an established period where we don't need to give a lot of backstory. Any reader can pick up and be like, oh, America's war for independence, the Revolutionary War. And they don't need to know the Stamp Act and this act and they know enough to set the world. And then when we said let's make it like an origin, and we can work up to what people would think, people know steampunk as. We're like Star Trek Enterprise, it's Captain Archer, and that ship is not as technologically advanced as the Enterprise D. So we wanted to have that, and I think that was it. We said let's back it up, put it in the Revolution. And from there, we couldn't stop. We said we have to tell this story.
Yeah,
man.
And it's a limited that already because it's just this individual story. It's limited. How many issues?
Well, SILVERLINE slated for 4 right now, and then we'll go from there. That's the plan right now. It has taken way longer than I expected. Writing is not my full-time job. I wish it was. If there is any millionaire patrons out there who would like to support me and let me write full time, I will happily accept that offer. There was a issue 1 came out, issue 2 was about ready, and then my life and Rory's life, he got out of the Coast Guard and all this. We had to just wait, and working with artists too. Again, if you're not writing for the big guys, SILVERLINE doesn't have on staff artists who we have to find someone who's available. And if there's any hiccup in the process, artists want to eat as well. They can't wait. Okay, I'll get back to you in a month. I'll pay you. Nah, they have to put Steam Patriots aside and go on to something else to get paid. And we get it. So it was just a scheduling thing. But 3 and 4, they're just about ready to go. If you've made a comic book, there's a lot that happens from the writing side to the artist and coming back. It's really cool, and I like the process. I mean, usually I think one of the worst phrases in the world is group project. I hate that, but the collaborative process of a comic book, I've loved, because words come out of my brain onto the page. Rory and I edit, goes off to the artist. Sometimes there's questions because we've left, we didn't explain something, but then it comes back. And sometimes it's perfect. Sometimes it's not. And then often it's better than what I expected. And so, because a visual artist will know, well, if we look at it from this angle, or if this panel, then if we add another one, or if we do a close up or something, and I don't think of that, it comes back better. And it's amazing. So it's twofold. It's awesome that it's improved, but next to see our imagination be turned into art. Oh, it's so cool. It's such a great feeling.
We should talk about that. The artwork, I really love the art style. I just the kind of loose sketchiness of it and the grittiness. I was like, oh, such a that marries very well with the story.
Yeah, we're very happy. He was not able to continue the series, so issue 2 is going to have some different art, and we're very happy with this art.
Oh, that's fine.
See what happens with 3 and 4. We try to maintain a little bit of a style, similar style, but I'm very pleased with issue 2. Will look a little different, but same feeling. We wanted. I love the energy of issue 1. Felt like people were moving, and there was wind, and there was always something happening with each page. And we've got that similar feel with this. And like we have more, issue 2 has a bit more, a little bit more action. It's always tough too when you were trying to introduce, I mean, any story, television,
Right.
movies, anybody, the beginning is tough to develop or establish characters and setting and all that. So
Yeah.
we try to do that with one without it being slow. And issue 2 allows for a little more action because we have established characters. We do introduce a cool guy, a real person from history. I don't want to reveal that. It'll probably get out if people look at pictures, and sooner or later they'll figure it out. But we got an actual person from history that's in this.
Yeah. Well, no, that issue I think that was a fantastic inciting incident.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
Obviously we're hooked. I know when I was done, I remembered it was a limited series, and I was like, oh, there's only so many more of these. That's it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, people
yeah,
buy lots of them, and then we can keep making them.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. How much influence do you have on the art? Like, do you send out like a description as far as what you're looking for? Because as soon as you open the first page with the robotic steam horse, I automatically went in and believed it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had to sit there and look at it. I'm like, man, this thing is incredible.
Yeah.
Because it's a steam horse.
And you know what? The steam horses were not my idea. And we had a couple artists do like promo and developmental art. And I think it was John Saboins, and Cboins is his last name. It did that because it wasn't my idea, which was great because it's like I send it out. We had the idea, it's some guy, goggles down and running a carriage, and he made these mechanical horses, and yes, again, I'm just so happy. So control over art. That's a arrangement you have with your artist. I first of all find the style that I like, and I want to make sure that their style and their sequential pages, because static images are always different than someone who does sequential art, and then we just kind of tell them the feel we want. So for Steam Patriots, we want a lot of smoke and a lot of steam, and we want it raw and gritty. And then there are different styles of scripting, because you can tell. So people will call it the Marvel style because it was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Stan Lee was just writing, I want 3 pages of Spider-Man swinging through New York City. And Jack Kirby would draw that, But then the full script is page 1, panel 1. And hero is on the left looking this way, and character 2 is disheveled and forlorn. And so I have done a mix of that, and that seems to have worked. I have gotten a couple panels back that are way off, that because I wasn't descriptive enough. It's not the artist's fault. I left it too vague, and I needed to say, okay, no, this person's angry and not disgruntled. I want angry, not disgruntled. I wasn't descriptive enough. And so in a couple of them, it was the wrong scene, but I like to allow the artist to do his or her job,
right,
and be creative. So the vetting process too, I want someone. I also want someone who's a good communicator, so we can have that rapport. I want to be able to work with, and I want them to be okay with me saying no, that's not what I wanted.
I think that would be the hardest thing to do, because like I have this image in my head of like what I want my comic to look like, and it's like but it's never going to turn out that way.
Not gonna be, that and I want, like, how picky, like, okay, because so like during the late 18th century, facial hair wasn't a thing, and so I got some art back with people with mustaches and beards, and I'm like, am I really that picky? One of our pieces of art, and now I'm totally into nautical stuff. I love ships and boats and stuff. He had drawn a sailing ship, and the sails are full of wind and it's moving, but all the pennants were flying backwards. And I'm like, technically, they would all be flying with the wind forward. You were giving the impression of movement. I get it. And so I'm like, how nitpicky I can be like because I know I'm gonna have a reader out there go, I'm actually,
yeah.
Which I would imagine this panel is good at finding actually, and
I'm so happy with the stylized look too. I mean, I just can't that you're going with that, and it's going to stand the test of time. I think.
I hope so. And the visual medium worked really well. I'm very happy.
I remember there was a story about Tim Sale. He drew it was Batman and Catwoman in an alley, and so it's a great piece of art. But somebody pointed out that Batman has 3 arms in the picture. It's just like that, and then there's one, or it might be Catwoman, and they were just like, yeah, but it looks good, so just whatever. It looks good. You don't notice it right away.
That's so funny. Yeah, I love those mistakes too, especially with like because it's coming out every month, and that is one title of how many coming out per month, and it made it past some editor, and
yeah, it's of course the what's his name, that the Captain America art, that's
Rob Liefeld.
Oh, Liefeld.
Yes, that's so. Although I did see a really good documentary explaining about how it's not as bad as it seems, but it's still they were getting what he was trying to go for.
Yeah.
I saw a question over here. I thought you're here. I think it'd be interesting to talk about, because I think they just had the news about it. Somebody's wanting to know. Curious about your take on AI.
Oh boy,
coming in the writing, because I think they just clarified. I think they made it. They've outlawed. You can't copyright AI art and stuff.
Like it's I've kind of had like this wait and see feeling about it, because I feel like it's one of these technologies, like if you think about new technologies, like we were talking about them back in the 90s, or like I remember when the iPhone came out, and all my buddies saying this is the stupidest thing. It doesn't make any. Who wants to touch a stupid screen? And then when the iPad came out, like, are you going to hold it up to your head? Well, now they're everywhere. I really don't know what's going to happen with this AI. If it were me and I found out like I'm getting an AI story, I would want to read. I would avoid it. But people buy cheap Chinese plastic stuff because it's cheap and fast, and I do not know what it's going to do. And some of it, the writing is not bad. It can write some good stuff. I don't know. I and I know that's a bad answer, because
it's tricky. I know there's I can't remember who it is, but there's an AI comic where the art is AI, but they're actually utilizing it as trying to do like almost like a thesis on AI, and it's involvement in future stories and just storytelling in general, and if it's okay or not. And so I think it's interesting to do it that way. But yeah, I agree with you. It's like, is it a tool? Is it a cheating mechanism? Where are we at on it?
Yeah, how would anything you try to regulate? I'm sure they can say they're going to regulate it, but people will get around it. There will be you won't be able to stop it. I don't know how you do, and I don't know enough to. Yeah, I think it makes for interesting stories, because with AI and robots and all that, I mean, you talk about the sci-fi world of AI, and robots being able to. And they have them now. Robots can predict what you're going to say and whether you're telling the truth by watching your face for like 30 seconds. They know what's coming next and what you're thinking. It's scary.
Yeah.
But
I have no follow-up for that. I just think it's an interesting question.
Yeah. I'm wait and see, because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have a colleague who is feeling that impact of the AI aspect of art, because he does covers for books and whatnot, and like his sales and stuff went like into a decline because people are
just do it
jumping on it.
It's like
but it takes away from this person's, as I knock over stuff. It takes away from this person's, livelihood, and
and I would love to think that people would, I mean, just like, you say, oh, shop locally, go to the little guy. But sometimes, really, I mean, how can you deny Amazon? I can click and it'll be here in 2 days. It's hard because I want to practice what I preach. I want to say, you support the little guy. But for me to get up off my butt, drive into town during open hours, maybe they have the thing, or find out that they have to order it. They'll call me when it comes in 2 weeks when their shipment comes in, and it's tough. So yeah, and as a creator, I have a limited budget, so that's very appealing. Okay, I could hire a human for a couple $100, or spend 10 and get it. I don't know. I would like to say I will support humans, but something we'll get to the point you don't even know. I don't know. I'll have to interact with a human for me to create, but then just the general consumer, do they know what they're getting? Will there be a legal obligation to say? But again, no one's. I mean, they're gonna go around it. There's not gonna. How will that be policed? Just like file sharing, just like like music and downloads and
samples and songs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So no future plans. Just let AI do Steam Patriots from here on.
No, probably not. I do enjoy writing. I do enjoy the creative process, and I've got lots of other stories. It's just time in the day, and I wish again my plea to wealthy patrons out there. You can find out how to get in touch with me. PayPal, I'll accept PayPal. You can, and I will write and write and write.
Well, do it.
Please do it.
Please do it.
Let's cap it off. What can you tell us about issue 2 and just going forward? What kind of things are we looking forward to?
So issue 2,
spoiler, non-spoiler, whatever you like.
Issue 2 picks up right where 1 leaves off, and we do follow. So, spoiler: if you want to pick up your history book or go online, the story starts in August of 1776, and we're gonna go through history. We try to pick some next milestones. We do fiddle with some history a little and where people are. Ben Franklin wasn't really anywhere near the front during the invasion, but you'll get Felix. We have the introduction of an actual patriot hero from the Revolution, young fella. If you want to, I won't. Everyone was young, which is surprising. Just about everybody except Franklin. 70 years old when the war started, and this guy, incredible. But continuation with Ben Franklin. And there will be another battle. I love the storytelling method of compounding bad. So there's not a lot of good. I like it to get worse and worse and worse and worse for our heroes. I love stories like that. And it makes the payoff even better. But yes, it's a continuous storyline. I think of them, just chunked right up to each other. There's no big breaks. Of the chronology of the story, and 3's going to leave you on another cliffhanger. I'll warn you. Or 2 and 3, yeah.
And since the time periods, it's a shame we won't get to see Felix throw some tea in the harbor.
I know. He's too young. Maybe we can do a one shot and have the tea party and. Maybe they're throwing boiler parts in the, I don't know, like attacks on cogs and gears. And
all I can say is please go wild. Please go wild. Like, just have fun because it's great.
Thank you.
I need to know if because you said it was a lot of inspiration was from traveling around Philly and visiting all the historical places. Are we going to get a time traveling Rocky Balboa?
We could, some unnamed person running up the steps to the.
I'd pay triple for that to be
okay. Well, and we'll throw in a cheese steak. We'll have we did have I don't want to throw him under the bus, but Peter Clinton did a great cover. We have 3 covers, so check them out on Kickstarter. And he threw Liberty Hall in the back of it, and it's awesome, but it's not geographically correct. So, but it'll be there. But it's another one of those. If someone really is paying attention, they're gonna go But it's awesome. I love the art. Peter Clinton, Quentin Bedwell, and our third artist goes by Rodo, and he's on ArtStation, and he's on Instagram. I think it's Rodo is drawing or Art of Rodo. I'm sorry, Rodo. Okay. But we got 3 covers, and Silverline likes to do that. So the extras you can grab. Exclusive stuff.
Yeah. I guess we should say that. Like, if you want to get on the Kickstarter covers, do the Kickstarter, but you can get your back issue later.
Oh yeah, yep.
But I appreciate this. You guys aren't asking $1 bajillion. Like, that's also like it's just great pickups, which is that makes it easier to just buy a bunch anyway.
Yeah.
But I love that you guys are fairly price competitive. Like,
I hope so.
Yeah.
And it's just the nature of printing when you're. Again, if you're the big guys and you're printing in the tens of thousands, the unit price can be lower. But maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll be the big guys printing in the tens of thousands. But right now, the draw is you grab those exclusive things on Kickstarter, and that's our true fans out there, true believers. You can grab your exclusive content, which is fun. And our big thing too is Silverline's stuff is done. We don't kickstart.
Oh yeah.
Work in progress, so there's no speculation. There's no wondering, am I going to get it? It's done. Really, you're just pre-ordering. That's what our campaigns are. You're pre-ordering and getting the opportunity for exclusive stuff. And if we get past our goal, we're going to open up stretch goals, so there will be extras, everybody. So push us past, and then you get even more, and tell all your friends and enemies and family.
Also, this is like, what is this, the 21st or something? It's like crazy.
It's 20 plus titles.
And every single one been funded.
Yep.
And every single one you've got in your comics, and you can still buy those comics.
Exactly. Yeah. It's never been sorry, we didn't fulfill it. It's everything's done and ready. And Roland and Kablam Digital Printing, they're a well-oiled machine, because really it's an end of campaign. Kickstarter takes a little while to release the funds, and then it's pretty much at Kablam, they click print. That's print, and everything's done. And there's going to be foil covers coming soon. If you saw the last campaign, they're one of those things that if you don't see them in person, seeing them on a screen doesn't do it justice, because they're not. If you comic books with a foil cover are cool. These are like next level, like metal. They look incredible. So there will be foil covers available for Steam Patriots and Beyond the Stars. Yeah. I hope I'm correct. Roland, if you're out there and I was incorrect, let me know. But
nothing yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Charles in the 90s, man. We all remember those covers.
Yeah, Iron Man 290 and Iron Man 300. That I was. Oh yeah, and they're worthless still. I got on my stack of comics. I was like, I gotta look. What's Iron Man 290?
Yeah,
$4.95. I paid $1, and
it's worth it to me.
Yes, it is priceless for my heart. Yeah,
yeah. It's funny. Like, I have comics that you would never sell. It's like I would never think about selling my Wolverine issue 100.
Right.
But it's like, I
wouldn't get anything anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
The Yokies. They ruined it. These are a good investment.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And really, I didn't collect anything. I collected Iron Man in the 90s. That was like, and I was too poor to have a huge collection. So it was Iron Man, the occasional Avengers, but I would go every month. There was a little deli on the corner in town, and they had a spin rack, and I'd go in there and check for the next Iron Man. And then I had a buddy give me his like late 70s into 80s Irons Mans, and but again, none of them are worth anything. I love reading them, but oh well. And then I got married, and kids, Buying comics is, oh well, not the greatest use of my money.
Yeah, you have to take back roads home and burn your
I know.
receipts. Yeah.
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 I wasn't reading Iron Man.
Why are you in the bathroom so long? You know,
not comic books, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love the indie comic scene. I love and it's a crapshoot, you know, just like, you know, any self-published, or, you know, I love the freedom of that sort of stuff. And sometimes you grab some stuff that's like, okay, but I love the opportunity for people to be really creative and sometimes weird, off the wall. And then there's, you know, no creation by committee. I like
right.
what the indie comics can do, and some of them turn out to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Walking Dead and good stuff.
I think it's where it's at anyway. I think because I know it's just opinion wise, but just mainline comics now are just very stagnant.
I think they are too.
Yeah. Retcons aplenty. Spider-Man can never get over age 25.
Right.
Yeah.
I've always thought that, and I know the idea of being able to pick up a comic and immediately know, like any comic, that's the mindset. You have to be able to pick it up. The first time reader has to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I've always thought it would be awesome to do them go through time. Tony Stark gets old, you know, Hawkeye gets old, and then end it, and then start over. I think that would be cool. I'm sure there are brains bigger than mine that know that'll never work, but I think it's kind of cool. I think, you know, so you don't have to mess around with, well, Tony Stark is how old? He's been like, and they have to, okay, it was Korea, it was Vietnam, Persian Gulf, it was Gulf II, it was because they had to keep starting over.
Yeah.
But independent comic like that, Steam Patriots is just gonna keep going through until Felix is old, and who knows what's gonna happen. I have no idea. Maybe he'll die in a boiler explosion or something, or be turned into a steam robot. I have no idea.
Steam man.
More robot than man.
Yeah.
More steam than soul.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Ooh,
right there. Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
So yeah, we need Steam Man, George Washington Monument Mech. What else do we have? Oh, and time traveling Rocky Balboa. We have all those for free.
Copyright Scott Wakefield. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Those are yours.
Rocky could technically be the Captain America. I mean,
oh man, yeah. Oh, he's somehow in suspended animation.
Yep.
We're here, Scott.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Just DM us for ideas.
Thank you.
We got you guys. Y'all can. We'll be your AI.
Better than AI. Yeah.
Twice as stupid. So where can people find you? What's the best places to track you down? And
I
get
would
a hold
love
of you and
at Steam Patriots is where we are on the socials. Like, follow, share, subscribe, all those good things. Silverline is on all the socials as well, and they share our content. Right now, I would love for people to go to Kickstarter.com, and you can just search Steam Patriots.
Yes.
If it's easier, and then it'll take you right there. And click on that, back this project. I would say $4,000 or $5,000 is a great price, a great number to plug in. You'll get all the rewards. So right now, Kickstarter is where I would love for people to go. I'd love for people to go there. SteamPatriots.us is our website. That has a link, of course, to take you to Kickstarter. That's where all the action is right now. And on our socials, I am going to be at some conventions. The one I know in the nearest future is June. It's going to be Three Rivers Comic Con in Pittsburgh. And then I have Twin Tiers is in November. I'm trying to lock up some more. Being Western New York, I'm probably not going to be flying anywhere. So if it's driving distance, those would be where I'm at. Silverline's pretty heavy in the South with Florida and all that. So they hit up Orlando stuff, and yeah, keep an eye on our socials. I try to blast out everything we have going on, and I'm gonna try to throw another video out there for the campaign soon. Try to
Great
keep
video, by
things
the way.
updated.
For
Oh, thank you. It took like 2 hours to get 1.5 minutes of video.
yeah,
And
It was worth
Rory
it.
and I are a couple of idiots, so we have like our B-roll, our blooper roll is like 10 times longer than any quality video that we actually made.
Release the Snyder cut of it.
Yeah, it'll come out. It'll come out. That might be a stretch goal. If people want to see the behind the scenes blooper reel, I think that might be a good stretch goal because there is some stupid stuff. Sitting here you got the camera trying to just get our lines out. My goodness. And I go, we're a couple of idiots.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just
Everybody
have a
should
few
hang
slow
out,
motions there.
I know.
Yeah, everybody should hang out on. You guys do streams too. I bug you guys every now and then. Your streams are great. Like just with everybody from Silverline. It's just like different nights, different people.
Yeah, thank you. We do. There's a Sunday, a Tuesday, which is West Coast time, so a little later East Coast, and then I host the Wednesday. I'm on most nights. Every once in a while, I need a Wednesday away. But yeah, we talk pop culture, comics, movies. Storytelling, the craft of writing, the craft of making comic books, and that's where I've learned most of my stuff from the artists, the process. And we talk what makes a good cover, and should we have these types of superheroes, and what do sidekicks do, and that sort of stuff. So yeah, and it's all on YouTube, and if anybody wants to go watch those episodes from days of yore, they're all in black and white. We got lots of stuff.
It's not like films with the subtitles.
Exactly. Yeah, we're just
Can't let it. Well, Scott, thank you so much for coming by. You're absolutely
thank you guys.
Treasure trove. You're great guest.
Well,
Of course, you're welcome back. Rory can come on. I need to see Rory's beard on this.
His beard. His beard is otherworldly. Yes. Yeah. He has cultivated it, fertilized, loved, plays classical music to it. It's a thing of beauty. I think that might have been his reason for getting out of the Coast Guard. They were limiting his beard possibilities, his potential. So he's like, forget this. I need the beard.
It's why
Rory's a great guy. I give him a hard time, but it's been a great creative team. The two of us. I like story creating with him, and it's a lot of fun. So miss you, Rory. See,
Rory, you made the right decision.
Rory. Maybe we'd love to come back on. So let's stay in touch.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have you guys back on.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go. Thank you so much. Oh, any other questions? I don't want to cut anybody off.
No. I just want people to get on that Kickstarter.
Thank you.
Yeah, go
immediately.
So we can get the second one, please.
Just remember that it's easier to ask forgiveness than it is permission. Just saying. Just saying.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you so much, Scott.
See you guys.
See ya.
Oh, what a great guest.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm gonna go in debt.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie. I want to go in there and I want to pick up some back issues and try a few of those issues I haven't, like issue ones of things I haven't tried yet.
That's gonna be great, man. I hope they.
Yeah, all the info's below.
Because we need good comics right now. We're in a lull. We're in a super lull right now.
Yeah, because I saw that like DC's doing like another thing where it's supposed to be dark and deadly and people are going to be dead and stuff. I'm like, you guys have done this like 8 times already.
Right.
I think, and I think Marvel is doing another crossover thing where other people gets other people's powers. Like I saw, I don't know if it might not even be real. I don't even know. That's how prepared I am. But I saw that some people are getting spider powers again. Like, did you see
the one where Carol Danvers is going to be a Green Lantern or something? Or is that something else?
All I know is
that's DC. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I saw Wolverine with Spider-Man powers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Did you see that? Is that real? I don't know if that's real or not.
I don't know, but I heard that I heard rumors that they were going to. I don't know if it's a movie or what exactly they're going to do, but I heard there's going to be like a combination of, because Dark Claw is the big one right now that everyone keeps talking about. It's like, okay, we get it. Dark Claw, Batman, Wolverine, we get it.
Yeah, it's like, and he had adamantium like Waldos. Yeah, so it was. I mean, it's intense looking, but I'm just like, really, Wolverine's already pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
now you want him to web swing to get to you. That's great.
Yeah. Can you
the
imagine?
The other X-Men can just go home. You know. Just get out of here.
That's always been the case, man. Give it to Scott or something. Let Scott do something.
Yeah. He'd probably laser his webs as he's swinging them and then die. You know.
Jane.
But
man.
What a great. Yeah.
Silverline, man. There's plenty to choose from too. There's like I know they had just like traditional superheroes. They have your sci-fi, Steam Patriots. So there's like a ton of stuff to choose from anyway. They kind of got like a nice mix. And just obviously, as people think, cool people working there.
Yep.
I know. I want that poster that he had behind him. with the Betty Ross awesome flag and everything. It's like, oh man,
I'm really looking forward to see where that's going, especially with just 3 more issues. Like, it's going to be intense.
Yeah. And I hope he uses the Washington Monument as a mech. It just goes.
It's like Wild Wild West, but like it makes sense. Like they actually explain it.
It just comes all apart. And for some reason, it has Optimus Prime's voice, and it's like, Washington.
I am Optimus Prime.
Gives the most epic, like, Braveheart speech, We will take back America.
From you,
die on my feet. Oh, man.
King George can suck it.
We need to I feel like we need to hire somebody to actually do that voice, just so we can just, like, really sell them. Like, just rolling, just hear us out.
Hear us out. Listen, this is, he just comes in and just think about the Lincoln Monument can become like a base of operations, kind of like the Hall of Justice,
I know. That's why I'm interested in, because obviously because they've established this now. You can go to any of these points in history and see what this universe looks like.
Yeah.
With the early Industrial Revolution stuff. So that's, I mean, can you imagine like Civil War with electro guns and
that was I know I wanted to ask if he, and I totally forgot, with the weapons, how are they going to be affected? Because I mean it was just
he did that tease about the
batteries, and as soon as he said that, I didn't want to, like, I don't want him to spoil anything, but I like imagine the effects the muskets are going to have. Like, oh no, full automated muskets.
It's going to be great. Well, we're going to take an ad break, and then we'll come back and do what's in the box. That sounds good?
Yeah, be good to go.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. Be back in a few minutes. Enjoy the ad. We here at Geek Men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds want to thank our sponsor, Manscaped. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard the phrase, don't use a hammer when you need a screwdriver? I mean, what if I told you that all those basic trimmers and razors you buy for your upstairs grooming is going to have the finesse and precision you need for your bottom half, looking as good as your top deck? You're thinking, oh no, if only someone made such precision engineered tools to help me down there so I can, guess what? Manscaped exists. At least I hope they do, or else I'm not entirely sure who is sponsoring this show. I mean, it's easy to think of as fresh and as clean as I feel all over right now. It's a dream, but nope. Manscaped. And this is far from a secret. I mean, 8 million men. 8 million men. That's 16 million balls just asking for the same kind of attention you pay to your nerd collection. I'll say it again because I know you didn't hear me out of shock. 8 million men worldwide know that if you're not keeping your bottom half as well groomed, then you're only doing half the job. I know, this whole idea of taking better care of your basement sounds new and strange and wonderful, and you don't know where to start. Then guess what? We're going to help you out because you're a fellow Thunder Nerd. How about starting with a waterproofed, wholly water-resistant gadget, Batman, a waterproof trimmer that you can use in the shower called the Lawnmower 4.0. 4.0? Doesn't that mean? Yes, it does. 4th generation with all the expected improvements, including a 4,000K LED spotlight, which is ridiculous. It's overkill. But it's gonna help you with even the bushiest of bushes. And paired with a ceramic blade and skin-safe technology, you're gonna keep those grooming accidents down. I appreciate it. And like I said, it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower to keep the mess contained to the drain. You want the same kind of care for your nose and ears? Yeah, you guessed it, Manscaped want and use the same skin-safe, waterproof technology that they use to make the Weed Whacker, a nose and ear hair trimmer that keeps the cutting and does less of that plucking and tucking and pulling, all those other trimmers that you use. You hate it, right? I know you know. You've been there, you're thinking you buy the cheaper dollar store trimmer and then poink! Tears in your eyes because it plucked the nose hair. It just gets dragged out of your face like a rooted tree. Manscaped won't have that. And when you're looking good, why not revive those mistreated, neglected globes that you've just been ignoring? Like, why not bring that back? You can bring them back because they have a crop provider skin toner to kind of revitalize everything downstairs, and then a crop preserver deodorant to keep you boys fresh. I mean, you weren't just keeping deodorant under your arms, were you? I know this is a lot to take in. You're not sure what you need. Then why not all this? Why not get everything I just said? Well, the Performance Package 4.0 includes everything that I've just talked about, but Manscaped will even throw in some performance underwear so you won't just shove your junk aside to be forgotten again. And then you can carry all this stuff in the little spiffy travel bag that comes with it as a free gift. The best part, since you're hearing me right now, that means for the next month, when you go to Manscaped and you grab the tools for your family jewels, you'll get 20% off your entire order. And I've been told that, yes, I can confirm Manscaped will also ship your purchase to your home for free. All you got to do is use promo code ThunderNerds. That's ThunderNerds, all one word, and you will get 20% off your entire order plus free shipping. And this is an exclusive only for you guys listening. Our fans, our fellow Thunder Nerds, just for you. Look, if you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, your confidence goes up. So head on over to manscaped.com, select whatever you want from their site, and throw in the promo code ThunderNerds to receive free shipping and an additional 20% off your entire order. Thanks again to Manscaped for sponsoring the show. And we're back!
Yeah!
Yeah, speaking of, man.
It's good, isn't it?
I'd show you mine, but I'd have to pull down my pants. So
We'll take your word for it.
He says he's as clean as a baby.
But no, even my significant other came in, she's like, "You cleaned your ear here?" I'm like, was it that noticeable? I didn't even feel it. I thought it was like, I thought it was not working until I started hearing the no plucks, no pulls. Absolutely best trimmers I've had. No joke.
God, it's
nice clean lines.
I know I was a customer before we even went into this.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I finally took the plunge on the razor today just for the cleaning up, and wow. Whoa, Gillette has been lying to us the entire time. You need 16 blades.
Yeah.
In order to get
500 blades.
But yeah, highly recommend. That's some good stuff.
All right.
And use that 20% that you save and go to that SILVERLINE.
There you go.
Big stack of product.
God, promote this, man. Promote it.
Well, you know what it's time for.
Show you in the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What did everybody unbox this week?
I'm prepared for this.
Rock and roll, brother. Oh, yeah, look at there.
There we go. That's a good pose, by the way.
I know. Even man, look at that.
That's a solid pose.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that. I'm not happy with that trick. I'm not happy with that trigger control though. That's some. I'm just messing with you. that trigger discipline there. You know?
Well, yeah, the trigger broke off.
Oh,
Really?
So that's why it.
no, I was just like, you notice that they never give us action figures with the safe hand.
Yeah,
They always be like, yeah, go ahead. And I was
At
like,
least he's not doing like the cigar hold.
oh god,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. I made sure to tuck it in the pocket here. You know,
That's it.
get
That's
it all
good.
nice and tucked up in here.
It's a good tuck. It's a good tuck.
yeah, looks good, man.
Yeah. What is that what you got?
Yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, I have now officially opened everything that I have of theirs. So, yeah.
Still.
I also.
Ooh.
Oh, you started reading the comics as well?
Yeah, I thought when I thought Matt Rodriguez was going to be on the show, I went back and refreshed my memory and read those again and got all excited again. But
because yeah, when we thought he was going to come on the show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, people get busy.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, it made for this show to be possible, and
yeah,
boy,
oh man, yeah, I actually just messaging Rory during the ad, like just fantastic guest. Rory and Scott. We got to get Rory on here.
Yeah. I hope we can get both of them at some point and just to shoot the stuff.
Yeah.
Because God, like that's good knowledge.
That's why I like hanging out on their streams. Like everybody's just so. It's just a bunch of down to earth people. And there's no pretentiousness over there. Everybody's just having fun making comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their nice little role that they serve. And it's just it's fun. I definitely recommend checking out the streams.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hey, what did you get, Bo? I know you got some stuff coming.
I still got more stuff coming. I put together. Will this work? No, I don't know. How do you shift to a different person, Dustin? Direct us. Thank you. Professionalism. I did my it's practically a Metal Gear.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
Yeah, did one of these, and the thing is, you can take these arms off and just attach them to any other Gundam or anything. It's great.
Huh.
Use your imagination. I'm not going to sit here and bore people with the all the different combinations. Did this little guy. Which I love. Plus, this little thing comes out, and it's like its own thing.
Ooh. Nice.
What?
And everything's attachable and stuff. I can do that real quick. Like you take this, you can use this, and then take this little thing off. Hold on. This is just like a quick example of what you could do with this 30-minute mission line. But there you go. You got your crab walker.
Whoa.
Then I can flip it around, and there's like a little neck peg here. Yeah, so you can make like a.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Or just put this right back in the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just combinations are stupid.
That's insane.
So, I can't wait to like put together more of these and just see what crazy stuff I can put together. Finish my RX.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Did the dual sabers
leaping pose. He's gonna be leaping toward Godzilla and King Kong like that.
I can't wait to send you the waifus.
And you get the. I got me an Iron Giant.
Nice.
With the light up eyes.
Ooh. Very cool.
Magnetic. Yeah, very happy with this, man. I don't want to take them out of this pose. I love it. The ass comes off, but I'm leaving it on. I like that scene. I like this pose. He's not going anywhere. I like it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Where did you? Who made that? Is that 3,000 Toys?
That is Diamond. They re-released it. They might have some more. Highly recommend it because the thing's like $25.
Guy looks really good.
It's nice ratcheted joints, lights up,
God.
magnetic. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Anyway, yeah,
dude. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue.
yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
he's a little. It's a nice pot too. I mean, like I wouldn't want to lose this guy, but there's a teeny tiny little thing. There's a little magnet in his shoulder, and he sits there.
God,
that's great.
Outstanding.
I love it. I like it. What'd you get? Did you unbox anything?
I got two things. I'm currently working on the review of this guy. So stand by. The old Indiana Jones from Hasbro.
I am very interested for this review.
Yeah. So, and spoiler alert, I really like it.
Really?
I'm very surprised. The face printing, it looks great. It's from the same people that do the Black Series, so the articulation is very similar. So if you're into Black Series, it's very compatible, or comparable. The only thing I have gripes of is what everybody else has probably already said is the belt whips for the gun and the whip. Yeah, and the gun is very tiny. And if you we were talking about it off the show about how I thought it was because it was so tiny, I thought it was a 38, and then we got to talking and I'm like, well, this is a tiny, and then we looked it up and found out it's a 45 Smith & Wesson, and I'm like, this is not accurate.
Way too tiny.
Way too tiny. It's a tiny. I would pull it out and show it to you, but I got it in the holster, and it's probably never going to come out of there again. So,
yeah, you can always do that joke, where he's like fixing to go for his gun.
Yeah.
And then where he's like, and it's like you can't. There's nothing there.
And then people are probably going to be upset with me, but I did get an retro carded long shot.
Oh shit! Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, hang on.
You will have to teach me, Dustin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think that should lead into our news. Why did you buy that?
So the Ramen Toy has put out the Ramen Racer, which is maybe sort of kind of related to a HasLab that didn't do so well for a certain rider, that has ghost flames, and so and of course, they put out this wonderful vehicle that you can go on Ramen Toy. We're not sponsored by them or anything. I just want it. They're selling the car right now. Yeah, early bird, $175 to get either the orange variant or the black variant. It comes with interchangeable parts that you can turn it into a blade variant or a Fast and Furious variant or a Rider Ghost fella. and my God, it's going to be fantastic. So, of course, I went ahead and threw in an order for that, and I'm going to need a Ghost Rider. So
the first 1,000 people got a free ghost figure like head of a rider.
Yeah, certain rider fella. But the thing is Marvel doesn't really want to give us a Ghost Rider figure. And look at there.
Oh yeah, there we go. That helps.
There you go. Yeah, there's the orange variant, Tiger Orange variant. Look how beautiful that is. And then there is look at that thing.
Look at them flames.
Look. Those are all individually lit.
Yeah.
And they have their own little batteries. They're in what is it? It's I don't want to say. I don't think it's. What is it? It's not ABS. It's the softer plastic. So it's injection molded, but it looks wonderful. Yeah,
I also just heard that the Tiger Orange is going to come with a CB radio.
Yes, a CB radio and antenna, and it'll come with stickers to make the car more authentic to its if you want to, or you can just leave it.
Rider of Ghosts.
Yeah, or the hazard boys,
particular historical figure.
Yeah. So
But
but
yeah,
yeah, so
he's already hit 1,000.
yeah,
He's over
so
1,000.
Yeah.
yeah, and there's stretch goals at 3,000, I think, and a really huge one, I think, at 5,000. So if we hit those stretch goals, I mean, you can go and check the website and their Instagram and see what those are. They're pretty insane. I really hope we get the last ones because they're translucent fire tires that match the lights. So I was like, please God, I want those. Like I want those so bad. So yeah, I'm gonna be kit bashing and making a because I'm gonna take that figure and I have the retro carded Ghost Rider that, man, this is a, if I remember right, he was 2015, I think, is when this thing came out, and it really shows. Um, he's pretty old, and I think, yeah, I'm just gonna play around with it and see what I can get. Because
Nice.
you gotta have somebody to go in the car, right?
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it for me.
I think it's funny that that was probably the biggest news last weekend, depending on who covered it and who didn't.
It's very quiet. It's very quiet, and I really I'm sad that it's so quiet. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of other channels that are covering it. I hope, and because man, this thing is gonna be nuts. Like who does? I mean, everybody wants a 112 carb, right?
Yeah, but
Yep.
I mean, let's face it. The reality was that it's gonna upset some, branded loyalty toward Hasbro because of the failed for all those reasons. We don't even have to get into all of that because that's been said and done. I mean, that's
Yeah.
over. But that's why this product exists, because there was a vacuum. There was people want it. There's a demand. Somebody had to go and try and make it, and Robin's like, "We'll do it."
Yeah, and they just keep adding features. He could have probably just stopped and said, "Okay, it's just going to be a car," but he keeps like throwing in more and more bells and whistles. Like the car has independent suspension,
Right.
and I'm like, "What?" Like, I don't really need that, but all right.
If he keeps going, he's just going to make a miniature car.
Yeah, I just wait for him to announce. It's like, "Oh yeah, it's a real functioning engine."
Yeah.
You know, you have to feel
I'm waiting for him to say that it's an RC or something like that. But
yeah, it's gonna have a real combustion engine inside by the end of this.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to use premium though.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to catch anybody putting paint thinner in it. Fucking exhaust is.
But no, I'm excited for him because I know I think his name's Ace.
Yes.
The lead guy. I mean, he was. I remember seeing him on. I think it was Mega J Retro.
Yeah.
And he was talking about just how nobody really wants to carry his stuff because there's the thin legality of it, but mainly because they just don't want to invest in. They don't want to cover kind of privately funded indie toy lines. But Big Bad Toy Store is actually selling those. The black one, the Dodge Charger.
Yeah, I kind of hope that the Indy is the future, really.
Well, it's on topic, man. Invest in Indy because there's so many voices out here now. Like everybody has an opportunity to say something and put out something.
Yeah, and
no, if you want something good, you get it. It's like music used to be. You have to go and dig for it. But man, there's some great stuff out there.
Yeah,
and a lot of the bigger companies argue that if it doesn't go to retail, that's a lot of the reasons why they don't do it. And I think the collector market. I mean, you remember with Matty Collector with Masters of the Universe when it came back. I mean, that kind of brought Masters of the Universe back.
Yeah,
and I know as a collector, I do. I could easily say I do about maybe 90% of it online. It's very rare do I pick something off of the peg because distribution is a nightmare when it comes to some companies. You
Scalpers.
Yeah, scalping. I'd refuse to pay secondary market prices for something. And I think that what I was trying to go with was the fact that online isn't bad. So if all these indie companies are doing like their own websites and their own thing, I think there's a future there. I hope there is.
Yeah.
No, I think that is the future. I think it's going to be a weird return to bartering. Like everybody is going to be making something and doing something and selling something
Yeah.
themselves. Except we're
Right.
going to be doing it with everybody on the entire planet.
Yeah.
I think that's just the way to go, and everybody needs to adapt to it because I think that's the only way we're going to get good products anymore because,
Yeah.
mass production things they're kind of. I'm not just saying Hasbro. I don't want to point there's a lot of companies that do the mass production thing, and they're just quality's going down, man.
Well, the quality's going down, and the price is going up.
Yeah.
So it's starting to, like, the biggest joke a couple of years ago used to everybody would crap on Super 7 for the prices. Well, if we keep going in this trend, everything will be that same price. And I mean, dude, there's like Marvel Legends, not to crap on Hasbro, but they're selling us what do you call it, repaints, for $35.
Mm-hmm.
And
creeping up.
They're creeping up real bad, and the deluxe figures are oof, it's bad. That new movie, The Guardians of the Galaxy, I told you I saw that at Target the other day. $50 for that Groot figure, and he comes with a couple of alternate hands, some tree wings, and he's a decent size figure, I guess. Like maybe 7 inches. And
that's import prices, man.
Dude, $50. I mean, that's
for $50. I'd rather import something cool.
Yeah. Might as well. I mean,
these got this was probably a combined like $20 for 2 sets.
That's 30. That's $36 right there. That is.
Yeah, you're getting better quality.
Yeah, you start getting into $50, you're talking premium Bandai.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh well,
I'm thinking my Goku that's coming, or Gohan that's coming up in August.
Yeah, he catch me a couple years ago. I told Zach I'm never going to pay $100 for a figure, and then he basically pushed me off a cliff. And now I will every now and then I'll drop $80, $90, $100. I got like $125 figure coming up. I don't know what I'm doing. It's Inspector Gadget's fault. That's what pushed it.
Yeah.
I love that snake too. I love him so much.
Yeah, and it's like Mezco. Mezco's kind of like getting your first tattoo. Like once you get one, you're like, all right.
Yeah, when I get one, I'm not gonna. Please release Ultraman already.
Yeah, you've been waiting on that for a while.
It's going on over a year. I think it's like a year and a few months now. Let's get this going.
Well, I mean, we haven't got into Mezco 89 Batman yet, so that's now that's just come out. People have that in hand. So there's a 3-year wait, and then I jumped on the wait list at like the last minute, and then they were like, "Your order is processing." I'm like, "Hey," and I canceled it.
Yeah. Well, it was all over the place. I legitimately feel the only people that give that good reviews are the toy photographers.
Yeah.
And they were the ones willing to be like, let's spray this down with armor on, let's change this tape, and let's do all this stuff. Like, average person doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I love tinkering, I love customizing and playing with stuff, but man, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, and plus, figure's just not safe in my opinion.
Yeah, I have one Mezco Batman, and then I have one that I'm customizing and working on. And I'm trying to do that because the Batmobile is coming, and
yes, some people already have that in hand. It looks great. Those spheres though are confirmed. That canopy is
gray.
It's a little gray.
It's a gray.
It's not a little gray. It's gray.
Yeah, but I have plans.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as is. If I get ballsy, if they have a sale and I get another one, maybe I would attempt to paint. But I'm gonna be happy as is. That thing.
I'll push you off that cliff.
No.
once you see what.
I did think it was funny though, because you notice Toddy didn't put the figure in the car. I saw somebody trying to do that. Just instant. I thought he was going to have an aneurysm. Just he could not get that thing in there. And then on top of that, he had to like shove the head back and like point and do this underneath the rim because the canopy wouldn't shut on the ears, just like in real life, which is realistic because it couldn't.
Authenticity.
Yeah. But he did put like a standard 6-inch. He put the NECA 89 Batman in there, fit perfect.
Okay, so the 7-inch McFarlane, the ears don't work,
Yeah,
but
they're a little too high. Yeah.
okay, so
And his legs, but they're still But it looks like 6-inch.
yeah,
No problem. Gonna be no problem.
yeah, because if you have to, you can always modify and take the seat out or something,
Yeah.
or at least
I saw someone do that with the Batwing. They like literally sawed everything around it and then they fit right in.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay.
It's like, I guess.
Yeah, people have been taking that Spin Master Batwing and doing some really cool stuff with it.
Yeah. Have you seen the people there's like I'm pretty sure if you look on the video, they have the links to the website where you can go on people with their 3D printing seats to go in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, one more thing I got to 3D print.
Spin Masters is. I really think that is it. They're doing it on purpose, releasing a 12-inch figure with a really small vehicle that it can fit in. But you're really buying two things, and also it's like something you can give to a kid and then something for yourself. It's pretty cool because they did that. You remember they did that with that Costco Batmobile. It was the same thing. People were 3D printing the interiors, and they had like a nice comic book Batmobile.
Speaking of 3D printing, you guys will see some stupid.
Yeah, what do you got? I saw you sneaking over. What do you got?
I'm working on a dio piece for the Mezco Superman and kind of like a stand, for it. So I 3D printed some crystals for the Fortress of Solitude. Nice. So I got them in like a bajillion different sizes, so you can kind of cluster them all together and make it look like it's random. But yeah, 3D printed this, and now I'm going to make a silicone mold of it, and that way you can color it, with like blue or clear, frosty, whatever, make it look like a, like an ice crystal. Yeah. So I'll keep you posted how this goes. But that's working.
I told him I want a kryptonite crystal like that.
See, that'll be fun to do because
kryptonite in the house. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm just going to cast it and then do like some kind of neon green resin, and then maybe drill a hole in the middle and throw an LED in there so you can set it down and just be like, whoa. Yeah, because
I'll take one.
Because according to, I know some companies want to tell you the LEDs are expensive, but they are not.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah.
I agree. I would have liked another Michael J. White movie.
Yeah.
Thought it was good.
Yeah. That was like the right amount of, especially with today's technology. I would like to see what that would look like with updated CG.
Yeah.
Because that CG aged pretty bad, but that movie's still fun to watch.
To be fair, Michael J. White is still in phenomenal shape, and he could probably. I mean,
he's not aged a day.
Yeah, I see him, and I'm like, how am I older than you now? I'm like, I used to. Take up. It's like whatever.
I'm just glad we got another. Like he found success. Like even after that, because that was kind of a weird big introduction. But he goes off and makes like Dynamite and stuff, which is fantastic.
God.
Hilarious. Hilarious movie.
Yes.
I liked him in the Undisputed movies.
Oh yeah. I don't hate me. I don't think I've ever seen those, but I know they exist.
They're so good.
They're like a guilty pleasure.
And I also like the third or fourth one that with Boyega.
The spinoff.
The spinoff one. I thought that was good too.
Imagine like a B movie action hero, and then the villain is so cool that they have to make a spinoff.
Right.
Oh, not to mention he's in The Dark Knight. Got 2 scenes with Heath Ledger, man.
Yeah.
And he got to do a scene with Eric Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Never back down.
Never back down. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Hardstead's on this. They know.
Yeah. Or Harstead, you remember what was it? Universal Soldier: The Return. You remember that? Yeah, where he was the villain and he had to fight Van Damme. Yes.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah. And he was like the perfect Unisaw. Yeah. That was so cool. Yeah.
If you've never, I don't know if you're an old fan or not, but go and find the episode where we give. It's one of our audio episodes, but go and find the episode where Zach here had to take the Van Damme test, where he had to identify the Van Damme movie just by the haircut. And he did pretty good.
Spoilers.
He did pretty good. It's kind of scary.
The shorter fade ones get a little tricky because they're hard to pinpoint. You gotta look for the more gray.
Yeah.
But
You're an expert.
Yeah. I don't know why. But growing up in the 80s and 90s, you watch all these old action movies, and those are the things that stick. Good.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch those until I met my buddy David, and he had me sit down and watch. I watched Rocky with him, and because that was the first time I had ever seen Rocky, and so we watched all those, and then a lot of the Van Damme ones because he was a big Van Damme fan. So
yeah,
we watched all that stuff. I mean, I did see certain ones that that my parents would let me watch, like Kickboxer, and I don't think I ever got to see Lionheart, but I watched Lionheart with David later. But yeah,
I love Lionheart. Lionheart's
young Van Damme, the claw era of Van Damme. Yeah, Hartstead. I have to agree. I love the Thomas Jane Punisher, and I would.
Yeah, I tell you what ruined that though. It was the that second season of Punisher. It knocked him down.
Well,
that second season of the Punisher was not good.
Well, as much as I love John Bernthal as Punisher, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't know how to explain it. He's good. He definitely has a place, But if we could get but when you watched did you guys see that short? It was called Laundry Day.
Yeah.
And it's the unofficial Punisher, and it's that thing, man. I was like, it makes me crave more Thomas Jane Punisher.
Yep.
Can you inform Hartstead on the your opinion on who would have made a great Punisher and what movie that was? Do you remember that? Because you kind of ruined it for me when you said that, and I was like, "Oh, I hate you," because we'll never get that.
Yeah, Frank Grillo from the I can't remember which Purge movie it was. I think it was Purge 3. It's second or 3. And
I think he's in 2, but it was specifically that second one.
Yeah, and Frank Grillo, which ended up playing Crossbones in the MCU.
Yeah, he would have.
I think he would have. And if you go watch the Purge 2 and his arc in that movie, he's basically the Punisher within that movie.
It's like watching the Punisher. It's the way I say, like when you watch Speed Racer, you can see Matthew Fox as Batman.
Yeah, and
how good that would have been.
Yeah. So I think I hate the fact that we'll never get to see that.
They confirmed who he's playing in the DC universe. He's going to be Rick Flag's dad.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Rick Flag Sr. in the Creature Commandos. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I hope they utilize him. I think he gets underutilized. He's like Michael J. White. He's in this pocket of really cool action dudes. They're quietly doing like all these really good action movies, but they're not hitting like the prime time. They're not getting used enough. I think he got wasted with Crossbones.
Yes, extremely wasted. If you go watch, there's a movie, I think it's on. Is it on Hulu? Maybe I can't remember, but it's called Boss Level. And Frank Grillo. I don't know if you've seen it. I highly recommend it if you're into that 80s, 90s like classic kind of action movies that's like bonkers. Go watch Boss Level. It's great, and Frank Grillo is the main character.
You know what? People, we don't have to spoil that. That is one of my favorite endings to a thing ever. I love the ending of that, and I know there's a lot of people that hate that ending. They just absolutely hate it. But even Stephen King himself, he's like, "That's a better ending than what I had in the book." He's like, "That's better."
Yeah.
So take it for that at least.
Right.
It's better than
I think it's such a plausible. Just I think people are just they don't like downer endings.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything should be happy, and it's like no, not all the time, man. It's realistic.
which is every Netflix original. I don't know if you noticed, but if you go and you watch every Netflix original, it's like the end. Like, it's kind of a wonderful movie until you get to the end, and you're like, "What the shit?"
I just watched Beef,
Yeah.
the show Beef on Netflix, and that was good, but was weird.
They didn't stick the landing.
No, I think it ended on an okay spot, but it's still like up in the air. Like and then you see that there's more seasons planned.
Yeah.
I think he said like 3 or 4 seasons planned. And I'm just like thinking, what on earth would he put these dudes through again? Like, is it going to be the same story? Is it going to be an offshoot? You know, like I don't know.
No, I know what you're talking about. The last thing I watched was it The Gray Man?
Yeah. I was about to put that. Yeah,
It's a fantastic movie, and that ending got like they circumvented like the awesomeness of it, and I don't understand why they did that.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. Gray Man was like, I was on that. I love that movie. It was that like that trailblazing, just like I love that operative. Yeah, that clandestine kind of action film. And then, but that ending though, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But man, it's not what you expect.
No.
Like you let I don't know. So I don't think there'll be a sequel.
Yeah, that's basically you nailed it.
Yeah.
I was just like, why? What?
Yeah. It's like,
I feel like I got denied something that they were promising right directly in front of me within 5 minutes, and they didn't do it. And I'm like, wow, okay.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think it comes from us growing up and watching films like Commando, and we watched the bad guy get a pipe shoved through his chest, and you're just like, let off some steam, Bennett, and you're like, yes, he got it. And when now we're in this new era, it's like we don't have the bad guys getting it.
It's not as satisfying for sure.
It's not satisfied, when you hold a man over a cliff, and you tell him that, remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied.
I would love to get that guy. We need to hunt and see if that's not possible to get oh man, I can't remember his name, but the guy who played Bennett and then Weird Science, and he was Power Rangers Time Force. That guy, I love that dude. We need to just politely ask him if he'll come on the show.
He looks like a buff Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. I love him so much. I mean, he steals that whole ending of Weird Science.
And the Mad Max.
Oh yeah, I can't believe I love it. Yeah, what the hell am I doing? Yeah,
come on now, get it.
Like I forgot what he was parodying because I loved it so much.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, shoot, man. Yes, that's it.
I think
that's the.
We got wait a minute. We got one more question, real quick. What do we all think of Tom Hardy as Venom?
Is it weird that I like him? I think it's because I like Tom Hardy so much, but it is hard for me to buy him as Eddie Brock because of what I have in my head of what Eddie Brock should be.
Yeah, this Eddie Brock is like, just a meathead that's
like, forgive me, but
stupid.
I think he should look like John Cena.
Right.
I think he should look like John Cena, but I know that's.
Well, yeah, I can see how because they kind of adapted him to change him up to fit that new character.
Yeah, they did.
Like, but
I still love his character in that.
Yeah, I like the way he goes. I like that version of, because I guess. But at the same time, we had a more accurate.
Yeah, I think he's in that camp with Brandon Routh. Like, he was fantastic as his character, but he's in a movie that's not.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Warrior is a fucking amazing movie.
You guys want to know a funny story about Warrior? So that film came out when I was still with the Marines, and of course we're all excited to go see this movie because we're like, oh my god, this is like a UFC movie. I mean, you go to a Marine Corps like city or base, everybody's wearing tap out shirts. It's an affliction. It's awful to see, you know. But so we all get together, we all go see Warrior, thinking that this is going to be some just awesome drag out fighting movie, and it ends up being this emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
And you turn and we all look at each other. Do you notice that all of us are kind of crying? You know,
Yeah. That
You know,
movie is rough,
you're
especially
like-
the Nick Nolte scenes that he has with like that one in the I think it's in a casino.
yeah.
That particular scene, like it just ripped my heart out of my chest, man.
In the hotel room scene. And
Yeah,
when he finally.
God, now I gotta watch Warrior.
Yeah, and we're
I
all
don't know if I've ever seen it. I'm
Oh,
trying to look it up.
yeah, brace yourself.
Good.
Yeah, we're all crying, and a bunch of Marines looking at each other and being like, "You crying, pussy?" Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all had to leave the theater, call our dads and our brothers, and tell them we love them. You know.
Yeah, because it's got a. Please help me out. I'm terrible with names lately. Who plays his brother?
Joel Egerton.
Joel Egerton. That guy's.
And that. Okay, yes, I have seen that movie.
Yeah. He's. I hope he's getting up there. I can tell he's getting more and more recognition.
Yeah,
I feel like he carried that Obi-Wan series, to be perfectly honest. Like, I'm glad they gave Uncle Ben more to do.
Yeah.
I really like him. He needs more stuff. He's good. He's good in everything.
Yeah.
I've never seen, even if it's a movie that's not great, he's good in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So I like that dude a lot.
Yes. Fantastic movie.
Well, Hartstead, come back when we're doing another show. We'll talk some more. And everybody else who's. Oh yeah, it's the same. Thank you for spread the word.
Yeah. Spread the word. Bring some more folks, and we can
Bring
all
your friends.
We can all discuss more. Yeah, I like where your head's at.
And one more time, I'm going to put this up. The Kickstarter.
Yeah.
For Steam Patriots on Silverline. Go check that out. Go help us get issue 2 in our hands.
Yes.
Yep.
So we can read it and continue the adventures.
Join us in backing, because we're backing.
And we're definitely gonna have some more silver. I know Roland. Everybody's wanting to come on, so we should.
Yeah.
We got to get some more of this guy over here.
Yep. All right.
It's very doable.
Gentlemen, Hartstead. Everybody else who's watching, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a fantastic Sunday. We'll be back. Are we doing a show tomorrow?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know. I know we've yet to introduce John and Eric officially on the show.
We're getting to that.
Well,
we're getting to that.
Yeah, I don't know if because I messaged John after the fact and I was just like, hey, yeah, and he's just like, yeah, I'll hit you up sometime, and it's just like, oh, so not tomorrow.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Well, if y'all end up doing it, let me know.
Yeah.
We might have to catch him on a weekend show. I know weekdays. Mondays are especially hard for me and him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm looking forward to these. I think the talk is that we might be doing like a late night edition.
Yeah.
And I think that's fun that we have early day, evening, and then late night.
I know.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I imagine the late nights especially are going to be ones that I'll invite Kurt on because we're talking about movies and whatnot. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, again, thanks to Silverline. Thanks to Manscaped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leave us now and go get yourselves. Go treat yourselves to some goodies.
Get the performance package 4.0.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on. Let's see. Where is it?
Nuke it.